Hi folks, well I haven't really given a report about blueberries before here out in the country on the farm, but these are the blueberry bushes that I planted here a number of years ago. I got a couple more over there, I'll show you. So I've got a total of 5 right now, and this spring for the first time we didn't have a really late frost, so the blossoms did not freeze and the conditions seem to be just optimal this year. And so what we're having here is a pretty amazing blueberry yield for the first time. Just showing you here. You can see this smaller bush with the smaller variety of berries. They're just thick with them and they're going to keep coming. The branches don't look as full on some of these bigger ones because my wife's been out this morning picking. I think she's probably gotten a couple gallons so far, or close to it, off the bushes. Oops, and she's still got more to go. Sorry, I got my netting tangled in my feet. And as you can see, they are bearing very well. Sorry if the sun's interfering with this. And also they're growing up nicely. That's about 7 feet tall, 6 feet tall, this bush. And I'll show you the other ones here that I have on the other side of this other shrubbery thing. And again, she's picked heavily from these 2 bushes already today. They've got a lot more to go. We stuck a couple rhubarb plants in here with them, not for any particular reason other than she wanted to try rhubarb and I needed to protect it, so I just put it in here. Now what I've done here as far as the setup for these is other years we did get some, but not many, but it was enough that the chickens would come over here and jump up in the air to try to pick the blueberries off the low-hanging branches. So I had to put this chicken wire around the bottom to keep that and also dogs out, because the dogs like to go into them. And then on the upper end here, what I've done, I don't know how well it's showing up on the video or not, I have bird netting. So that the birds love blueberries too. They would come and they would eat all of them off too. But the bird netting is loose. It can be just flipped up. I have it hooked on here on the poles, on these poles with screws sticking out, so that it can be anchored down. And then when you go to pick, you just lift them up. On the bottom here, what I did around the plants is I laid down some landscape fabric to try to keep the weeds down, and then I have them mulched with, I just got a couple of those bales of pine shavings from Tractor Supply, nothing big. And what I also did around the main trunks of the plants is I got sawdust from my shop, from underneath my table saw or my miter box or wherever I had sawdust laying around, because the blueberries like very acidic soil, and that kind of sawdust is supposed to be good for them, for their nutrition. Also keeps the weeds down. So how long this will work, that I don't have to try to weed in here, I don't know, because it's a pain to try to get in and out with the restrictions here to keep the critters out. But if this keeps the weeds down and keeps them healthy, great. So that's one thing I can suggest to you, that you want to make sure they're well mulched like that. The other thing is you do have to prune these every spring. You have to prune them back, not real hard, but enough that you're taking some of the new growth off, because if you don't prune them, they won't produce a whole lot for you. So I did that. I pruned these the same time of the year that I did my other fruit trees that I have over here, like in February. Since I'm out here trimming the apple trees and the pear trees, I just did the blueberry bushes here too. But I'm thrilled this is the first year I've had a good harvest like this, and we're hoping that this will be for many years to come. I actually had in this, where these 2 are, I actually had about 4 in this area of the lawn here. But unfortunately, and I didn't realize it at the time, I kept wondering, why are the bushes over here dying off? And then it dawned on me, with our male dogs, when they'd come out in the morning to relieve themselves, they'd use the blueberry bush as their fire hydrant, and they were killing them with the power of the potency of their urine. So what I finally had to do was protect the plants so the dogs couldn't pee on them, to keep them alive. That's something I should have thought of, I guess, but one of those things you just don't. But at any rate, I've got 5 good ones that are growing now. Now what you do have to do if you're going to put in blueberries is you have to mix your varieties for proper pollination. And as you saw as I walked through this, I have different size bushes. Some of that's because of the age, but also the varieties are slightly different. You won't have all the same size blueberries. Now I don't know how the commercial guys do it, and I don't really care at this point, but I'm just saying for here, having a few different varieties planted is what's given partly the reason why we have this good yield. I mean, granted, these small ones are more of a pain to pick, and you don't get as much for your efforts, but still they're helping to make sure that the rest of these will pollinate well too. So, and I'm assuming here that this is just the beginning. We're going to see heavier yields in the future. What I will do once these bushes, and this will be a few years, grow up tall enough that the blueberries aren't close enough to the ground that the chickens and dogs can get at them, I'll get rid of the chicken wire here, and we'll just drape netting over the top. Maybe I'll build a framework, like a scaffolding around the top of them, that I can just maybe put chicken wire on the top so that there's some permanent protection there, and then just drape side curtains of this bird netting so that you can lift it up easily to go and pick, and then pull it back down so that the birds don't get in and eat all the berries. But I just wanted to share this with you. The first time I've had anything really good to say about the blueberry bushes. But hey, blueberries are an excellent food. The flavor is good. They're great in pies. They're certainly great in jelly. So if you've got room to put some in, put them in. They tend to be a little frost resistant in the spring, the blossoms. But what I'm seeing is this is a banner year. So we'll see how much we end up with total. I would imagine we might be looking at a few gallons here, maybe 4 or 5 gallons total till we're done, which from 5 bushes I'm thrilled about. That's, you know, the price of blueberries this year in the stores, even the wholesale stores, are astronomical. So if we can grow our own, hey, so much the better. And like I said, it wasn't a huge amount of work to do this, just have to try to keep the weed control. That's the big thing with this. So not just for the sake of the clutter in there, but also that the weeds pull the nutrients away from the plants. You don't want that either. You want the plants to have the best quality of growth possible. The other good thing that the pine shavings do is, and the landscape fabric, is it helps hold the moisture in the soil. So even if we get a dry patch or whatever, they'll still have plenty of water, which is what you want to. So at any rate, I can't see what's on the camera here because the sun is on my back, but I'm hoping the pictures look okay for you, that you can actually see what I'm filming here. And I'll show you some of the ones that have already been picked inside so you can get an idea too. So thank you for watching. Here's some of what was picked today. As you can see, the size of some of these berries are pretty good. They have a good flavor, and we're able to put a bunch of them in the freezer so that they can be used later for making blueberry jelly, blueberry jam I mean, blueberry pies, all kinds of blueberry things. Plus we'll eat a lot of them just as they are. So this is the kind of abundant harvest that we're having this year. It's been amazing, but finally we got a nice crop of blueberries coming. So thank you for watching. Please like and support, subscribe to our channel, and keep working on living out in the country on a shoestring.